The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
It's the Full Metal Show.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
Yeah, doggy. Welcome. Okay, so here we are for a Friday, talking to David Rudoy, our show sponsor, one of our show sponsors, and also MI Legalize board member. And actually, he started texting me during the show. I mean, I've been on the air for less than, like 2 minutes. And here they come. Later, like when? I go off at 8. So David was going to come on and give us an update about the MI Legalized thing. And, there was somebody else I wanted to get on, too, and that's Jacob Wagner from a similar effort going down in Ohio. Jacob is the head of OTEP, or he's a co-founder of OTEP. Ew. So let's see if we can bump David Rudoy to 750. I was going to take him at 715. See if we could take him at 750 instead. So it'd be towards the end of the program if Mr. Rudoy, who said he's at an MI Legalized dinner he forgot about. How could you forget about an MI Legalized dinner? Being a lawyer, that's how. It's really easy to do that if you're a lawyer because you got so many things to pay at detail as a lawyer. Good God, That's one of the reasons I think I didn't become a lawyer, because I'd make an excellent one. Oh, I could give you examples right out of ripped from today's headlines, at least locally here, as to how I make an excellent frickin' lawyer. I know all the ins and outs. I know the tricks. The only thing that I don't have is that bar exam, which gives you access to your law license, which also would then make you an attorney. You cannot practice law without a license, and they're not going to give you a license unless you can join the bar, and in order to join the bar, you have to pass the bar exam, showing that you're worthy of being a member of the bar. I just would have done so well if we had, if I had decided to do the attorney thing. Because I proved to myself on a routine basis that I got what it takes. But, there's something about being an attorney that I just couldn't do. I mean, there are certain things that attorneys can do that, or, have to do as a part of their profession that I just could not subscribe to. So this is one of the reasons. And the other reason I already said, detail. Oh, my God, I'm one of the most disorganized people I know. Seriously. So now I'm just kind of waiting for David to tell us if he's going to come on at 7:50 or not, because he was supposed to be on at 7:15. He confirmed that yesterday, and now he said he's at an MI Legalized dinner, which is going on, if I'm not mistaken, in Lansing tonight. Yes. Doing some fundraising out there in Lansing. It's probably a little late to get involved now. This evening, because Jacob, like I said, is a co-founder of OTEP, and OTEP is Ohioans to End Prohibition. OTEP announced a few months prior to Responsible Ohio getting in the mix, and Responsible Ohio was the group behind Issue 3, which failed at the ballot last year, even though they got the signatures collected to get it done. They spent a lot of money on it, but couple of things caused Issue 3 to fail. You don't know exactly what it was, but the voters in Ohio said no to Issue 3. I think it's mostly tied to the monopoly idea. But then also some people want to point to the idea that no other state up until now, by referendum or otherwise, has passed both legal recreational retail marijuana for adults use 21 and over, stone, so to speak. And so because of that notion, and I think it's an unproven notion, just because that's the way that other states did it doesn't mean that the polling and support in Ohio isn't there to get it done that way. Now, the question is, do you want to put that theory to the test by spending all that money and going to vote? And somebody already did that. You know who did it? It's Responsible Ohio. It's Issue 3 that failed miserably. So a lot of people want to point back to the idea that Issue 3 failed in Ohio simply because it tried to do too much at once. That in order to get this done, the tried and true method is medical marijuana first, get all the rest of the populace familiar with marijuana terms, educate them about it, then go for retail. And from the ground up, from the beginning, if you're the first guy doing that, and even the next few that follow, I could see how that would make complete and perfect, and only that way makes sense. However, we're a few states down the line in the medical marijuana realm. And so I think you could do by referendum, or not by referendum, but by citizens' initiative petition, go and get both done at the same time. But you've got to approach it from a reasonable, sane standpoint. You can't go at this and throw everything at big business or throw everything at the other end, at the, just at the people who don't want any regulation, who just want to make this like marijuana like tomatoes. I think you're always going to have marijuana being somewhat like wine, not like tomatoes. And you're always going to have age restriction as to adult use, unless there's a medical situation involved, and then you have to have certain permissions in place for children to have access to it. This just only makes sense. If I was a kid, would I agree with it? Probably not. But as an adult and looking broadly at the scope, it does make critical sense that you limit these things. Kids are crazy. They're growing up. They're going through all these really wild, strange twists in hormone that make people act a fool, make you act like you got your pants down, and sometimes you might. So, but see, you can excuse that behavior because you're children and you're growing up. You're going through all the bends and pains and modifications of growing in both size and all other aspects, emotionally, spiritually, health-wise. All these things are growing. You start throwing things that change and alter your mind, alter your state of thinking, no matter what it is. If you're doing that, you're going to inhibit some of the other growth things that don't need to be mired in that veil. And it is a veil, although temporary, could probably develop into other issues over time, if not done in at least moderation. So, where am I going with all of this? Well, I guess I'm going to tell you that I'm looking to try and replace David Rudoy, who I still haven't got a response back from yet. David, where are you? Still waiting for David to say yes or no at 7:50. He asked me, his last question was, how close to the end can we do? And I said 7:50, and I put question marks, and that's been, like 5 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's chewing on steak, or if he's speaking behind a microphone, or if he's off in the washroom. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know about David coming on and giving us an update about Am I Legalized quite yet. That was the plan for the day. Sometimes in live radio, the best of laid plans go awry. That being said, let me just check on Mr. Wagner's status. Because last conversation I had with Jacob was, hey, what can we do? We are on the air. So, Jacob was worried about he's on some pain medication right now for a major injury, which is going to require surgery and probably keep him off his feet for a while. He's got some kind of muscle tear or some kind of tendon injury or multiple. He really took a spill and caused some damage to one of his legs, I think. At least that's the best as I can surmise. But so Mr. Wagner's on pain medication awaiting surgery, I think, which might be going down tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, which probably also means now he's on a restricted diet and maybe kind of grumpy in addition to fogged by drugs. So I think Jacob's thinking was, look, I feel uncomfortable in this condition coming on to represent this issue. So he was going to ask if somebody else could do this in his stead, at least at the time being. And I haven't heard back from him. So I just gave him a quick reminder. He hasn't seen the reminder yet. And so now we're back to 0 guests. We had 2, down to 0 at the moment. Officially it's 0 until I hear back from somebody. In the meanwhile, what are we going to do? Let me just tell you what we'll do. We will resort... Oh, what happened there? What's going on there? Oh. No, something's not right. Oh, that's what's not right. Display isn't right. Good God. Sometimes computers will freak you out because they'll fool you. They'll be like, hey, we're doing this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're not doing that. That's not even possible. And then you look back at it, and it's like the display's just catching up. Or we were doing that a while ago. Now we're doing this, but the display didn't catch up with what's really, it's not a real-time display. Okay, so on today's show, what's in the marijuana news? Let me tell you what's in the marijuana news. I'll tell you what. Top 10 rated states for medical marijuana, according to CNBC, being published today. We'll go over those states. A new Colorado bill. That's right, I said a new bill. Why are they still making pot pills in Colorado? I suspect that you're going to never see bills stop being created around this subject for a while until the dust settles on the pot question. Because you got 2 behemoths you're working with there. Behemoth. So something about behemoth that reminds me of a heifer. Behemoth. And that's the idea that they're making a lot of money off this, both recreationally or in a retail way, and then also they're making money on the medical side. But so they want to create guidelines for what is organic marijuana in Colorado. We'll talk about that. Also, coming up after the program break, former Facebook President Sean Parker donates $1 million to the marijuana effort in California.
You're getting the full melt.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
In the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571. 2571.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release.
We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions. Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki,
Sacred Elements.
raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Dort Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
Hey, a shout out to Jacob Wagner. I got to say, get well, brother. Oh, gosh. There's some stuff that settled out during the commercial break. Let me give you an update. So it seems that David Radoy is coming on at 7:50. I finally got a message back about that. And I also got a message back from Jacob saying that, here, I'll read it to you. So nobody stepped up to do a substitute interview for him. He said he was just taking care of some personal business. And that... you know, he wants to do maybe a taped interview, and I told him I usually don't tape interviews. He says maybe a better time than evening because of his, pain medication and muscle relaxers in full gear by dinner time. But so what I said was, hey, let's just do next week. I want him to get better. I don't want this on his shoulders. But, Jacob is the leader of this organization. It seems like everybody else has stepped down. And in an absence of having anybody to represent OTEP on the air tonight about this question, because it has changed, and I like to fancy our program as being on the cutting edge of news. I don't bring in news that's old. I don't drag something up from a couple of weeks ago and bring it to the plate. I drag something to the plate that you don't know about that just happened or is just as of today. And sometimes even moments ago, which like we're doing right now. So I like to bring fresh news to the table because that's what's interesting. That's what's jaw-dropping. That's what's good to chew on. The old stuff's been chewed up already. Everybody gnawed on it already. Gnawed. It's like a knife. Sometimes I even say fork. A little insight into my humor window. So there's the update. No Jacob today. Jacob maybe next week. And then also, now who wants to watch? See, I just got a Periscope update from my buddy Adam Brook. He's live. He's having dinner. At dinner with the family. Who wants to watch you have dinner with your family? I'm sure it's a great dinner and all, and I know you're on a great vacation and such, but I don't need to watch your dinner time. I don't. I think Adam might start his own show sometime soon. Maybe he'll be on the new mobile app we're working with. Hey, maybe we'll talk to Bobby. That's what I should do right now. I'll get to the news in the next segment. We could hold off on the regular news. I think we should talk to Robert. Let's just do that, shall we? Let's give Robert the dial-up. Just for kicks and giggles, because I can. I'm going to call him up on the iPhone here. So you can hear iPhone crap in the background. Tick, 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 all that stuff. Let's call Bobby, and Bobby's at this number. See if we can pick him up on the line. I got to let him know right away that we're on the air. Do. Good Lord, that's loud. That's a little better. Do. I know he's got to pick up.
Hello?
Hey, Robert.
Hey.
So we're on the air. Is it okay? Can we talk on the air?
Oh.
I
suppose.
Okay, cool. So I haven't told everybody that we're still doing this app thing in the background. See, we released an app, right? We released those. They were the apps that we put together. They're Spreaker apps. They're customized Spreaker apps, which basically is a Spreaker app that only has our show on it. Pretty much that's all it is. So we've got one for iOS and one for Android, but we've been working on a bigger thing with some bigger things in play. And so I'll just give people a thumbnail of what that is. We'll have other broadcasters on here besides ourselves, much bigger fish than I would claim to be. Famous people you would like, maybe people like Tommy Chong. Oh, good Lord. Stoner Jesus, Russ Belville. Hey, there's a whole crap load right there. Maybe if Adam Brooke puts a show out, we'll put Adam on. We might get the guy Tim over there at John Doe Radio. We get him on. We'll get the Planet Green Trees show on. Heck, there's some shows in California. I know there's some more here in Michigan. I think there's some in Boston. We'll get them all on. And they'll be broadcasting as we'll provide a mobile solution for them with this new Wax app, or at least that's what we're calling it. That's the working title, as they would say in the publishing business. We might have to I don't know. I might have to change up something there. I'm not quite sure. But either way, Robert's been happily working off at doing the Wax app thing. Now, you say, I just noticed during the commercial break, so this is also commercial break update material, that you texted me saying to download the new version of the app. Is that what? Did I get that right? Just a test version for us.
Yeah, I was hoping you could test it out for me.
Oh, let's see. Let's just see. I'm excited to see now. So you want me to download the iOS version?
Yeah, just the iOS one.
Oh, man, it disappeared on me, and I got to go log into the app thing again. Hang on. Build. I'm not giving you the URL. That's the one, though, right there. See, it opens. Okay, yep. There it is. Now let's see. There's the iOS version. It says it's blue. I'm going to try and do the open thing. It better tell me when I install it to when I open it up, it better tell me do push notifications. I'm hoping that's
what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. Ready? Here we go. Here's the big test. I'm tapping the app. It's opening. There's the logo. Wax app would like to send you push notifications. Oh, I like it. And in the background, the little squiggly logo's going on. Oh, I love that. So I said yes. I said okay, but now it's stuck on the squiggly logo.
No. Give it a second. It takes a little bit.
Take a minute. Oh, the squiggly logo's there to suck up some time. Is that what you're telling me? That's what they call it.
Actually, if you look deeper into it, it is.
Boy, if you look at that too long, it makes you all wobbly. It's a funhouse mirror on a logo. It's pretty cool because it works on the Full Melt logo where it's all drippy, like Full Melt wax. It stands there and jiggles and wiggles at you.
Is it still doing it?
It's still doing it. Yeah, it's stuck there.
Oh man, well, it's supposed to go away after a certain point.
Are you getting any errors at your end?
Oh, you know what? I bet you I got the server off.
Oh, you can't. See, it's not going to do. Why would you leave the server? Why would you turn the server off at all?
Wait. I'm going to go turn that back on because you have to actually connect up with that to do the push notification test.
So let me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close it out. So I closed it. Do you want me to delete it and download it again, or what do you want me to do here?
No, you just got to reopen it. But hold on, I got to fire up the server.
See, you can't. Hey, open up the app and see if it talks to the thing that's asleep.
Well, I was working on that too.
I'm excited. Now I'm all Twitter-pated. See, yeah, see, that's part of my lexicon, the Twitter-pation.
Right.
So he's firing up the server so we can run a test. So here if you want to be a part of the Wax app testing, I'll tell you how you can do that. Hold on. Just bear with me. Stick with me now. I got to reach way over here. Oh, I was dying for nicotine. I had to go over and get the nicotine. Hang on. I still have the would-be Rush Limbaugh nicotine-stained fingers. Oh, and things are falling all over here, Bobby, because the bubble gum gets unsticky after a while and things fall.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So, how long does it take to turn the server on? Isn't that a flick switch? No?
Well, now it says it is required that your private keys are not Oh, I got to change the permissions. No, nothing's quick with this ridiculous computer. Hold on. HMod.
This is all the background clickety-click, tech stuff that happens when you're building stuff. You know, if you're making... See, this is the equivalent in the construction industry of saws and hammers and stuff going on in the background. Bang, bang, bang. That's what Bob's doing at the other end, but with a keyboard. I love it.
All right, now it's
tickety tick tack. Tickety tick tack.
Oh, it's still broken.
Something's still broken?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you telling me this was all a tease test? Probably. Sometimes you get tease tests. It was
geez. I'm going to have to figure that out, I think, Steve.
What went wrong?
Well, let me get into the server. Because I'm on a different computer, because my laptop is like, I don't know, now like the power sources. Like, it's not like you jiggle the thing and like the power would go off, or that they develop loose power connectors. And it bugs me too because I caught this one ahead of time. I was like, oh, that power connector is going bad. I could see it a mile away if I wrapped it up with a bunch of electrical tape. So it's a huge, bulky thing. And it didn't look good, but I was smart because I caught it ahead of time. And then lo and behold, no, you did not catch it ahead of time. It's broken now.
No. So you're saying the power cord to your laptop is done? It's toast, it's fried, it's
so that,
kaput?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think you can just fix those things either. It's not something like that just happens. You know what I mean? It's like, for whatever reason, it's not a simple wire connection.
So you're trying to tell me that you might not be able to go down and get a replacement cord for it?
Oh, I don't know. It's old. Now I got to use the big computer, but it's like sucks power out. So.
Right.
It's faster. It's kind of nice.
And it's bigger. And it's easier to tic-tac on.
A little bit. I don't know. I miss my laptop.
Well, how long has the laptop been in kaput?
It just happened like an hour ago at the switch.
Oh.
Yeah. But I can't believe this computer won't let me in. It's weird.
Is there some password you're missing, or you didn't put the password in right?
Yeah, no, I have the password. Let's see. Let's try. Going root. Oh, wait. It likes that.
Oh.
Wait.
One ringy-dingy.
There it goes. I did it.
Two ringy-dingies. Yay!
All right, now let's go see if this crazy thing's fired up.
All right, now he's going to fire up the server. Now we can do a real test. It's a good thing, too, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, here we go. No, it's not working. Well, that's good news.
That's good. That's good news?
Well, because if it was turned on, that wouldn't have been very good. But it's not on, so I got to turn it on. Here, I got to go here. And then run this command.
Oh, no, I'm going to out-tack you. I'm going to out-tic-tac you. I got nothing to tack on. Well, I do have this thing to tack on, but it'll probably affect I don't know. I probably shouldn't tack on that one. Now you got me all button happy. You want me pushing buttons. See, I can push buttons on you.
As soon as I get to this thing, screw it, I'll do it this way.
You didn't even hear that, did you? Could you hear it? You can't hear it. All right.
Well, I did it.
Up.
Okay, try that. Now start that up if you have.
Ooh, I want to see it now. Are you sure I don't have to do the whole download the app thing, so it's got to ask for permission again?
No, you just got to open it up again.
Okay, I'm opening it up. I opened it up. It did the squiggly thing. It's open.
Yeah, it worked. I can see it worked.
So now you got to try and send
All right.
Are you going to try and send a push notification?
No, I didn't upload the key.
Oh.
If I would have known it would have been live, I would have done like 4 minutes of work before.
Well, see, I got somebody scheduled. Oh, no, I don't have them scheduled after this break. We still got more time after this break, which I can squeeze the news down into a smaller hole. So maybe during the break you can get it fixed, because we've got 5 minutes or so before we come back from the break. But like starting like right now.
I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
What are you saying? Oh, you want me to stay on the line? I see.
No, you don't have to stay on the line if you don't want to. If you want to stay on the line, that's cool.
I don't mind.
That's cool. Okay, cool. So at least I feel like I'm not alone, like I'm not sitting in the studio just all ghostly and spooky-like.
Right.
Oh, I'm telling you, the hairs will raise up on the back of your neck. I'm sure they do that wherever you're at sometimes. And then I've got the studio dog. I started a new business, Robert.
I heard about that.
It's called Studio Dog Docent. You know what that is?
Docent?
Yeah, I see. I pulled out a vocabulary whiz on you, didn't I?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Docent is like a teacher. So it's like a teacher or a trainer.
Yeah.
So it goes back to like Greek days. I think it's got Greek origin. If you got the word docent in a spelling bee, you would say docent, and they would go, "Hey, before you spell it, can I get the origin?" And they'd say Greek. It's Greek origin. So anyway, docent. Yeah. So Studio Dog Docent is I'm going to be training now dogs. Or just one dog at a time, because I'm not equipped to do more than that, because I do this at home. Going to be training dogs for the disabled. So these are service dogs. So the Studio Dog Docent, I'm going to do that now. So we're going to start with Jace, and Jace is originally going to be trained to leader dog, be a leader dog for the blind. And then we're going to move forward from there. So Jace will eventually end up with a new home for somebody who's visually impaired, and then we'll get another dog and start training him for another person. So the Studio Dog Docent. There we go. So
well, cool, man. Ready?
That's going to be a fun thing, and it's going to be good for the dog, and it's going to be good for people, and then it's going to be good for other dogs, because I won't just do this with one, I'll do it with many. And these will all be dogs that came from the unwanted part of the community, or the abused or neglected part of the community. We swing them around, and then we get them Canine Good Citizenship certification through AKC, make sure that they're all well-behaved and are sociable and good to be safe in public with people and noise and pets and all this other stuff. And then we start training them for individual tasks associated with disability. So it's an awesome, awesome thing. I figured I'd throw that in while we didn't have, we're trying to kill time, because we finally came to the end of this program segment. But, because I knew it was coming. And you knew it was coming, too. Anyway, so while Bob tic-tacs away in the background, perhaps he might be able to get the push notification feature working in our new app, which is still in production and maybe for a couple of more months to come. I think we've got a target launch date of April. We'll be back on the other side with whatever happened to the app, and also cannabis news coming up next. Stick around after the break.
You're getting the full melt.
I've seen things no man should bear, and those that every man should dare. From the beaches of Normandy to the far reaches of the earth. In my life, I have lived millions of lives. I've outrun robots and danced with dinosaurs. I've faced the faces of fear and fortitude and witnessed great beauty in the making. I've kept the company of kings and queens, but I'm no royalty or saint. I've traveled, trekked, wandered, and roamed, only to find myself right where I belong.
Jeep. See your authorized Jeep retailer for details on how you can become a Jeep owner.
We asked people to tell us something that happened in their past and something that might happen in their future. The good things were put on yellow magnets and the bad ones on blue. The results show the past was a pretty even mix of good and bad, yet the future was almost all good things. Now that you've seen the results of this experiment, what does it mean to you?
We all want to think about positive stuff.
Realistically, there will be downtimes.
It's great to think optimistically, but let's plan for whatever the future might bring.
Prudential, bring your challenges.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the Allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit PetPain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pets.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. Oh, victory, I can feel it. It's inches away. That's right. You can catch the Full Melt Show Monday through Friday from 7 till 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because we're in Daylight Savings Time right now. You have Daylight Savings Time where you're at? I'm not sure. Right there at thefullmelt.com, you can also find our Facebook and Twitter links if you'd like to subscribe to us on iTunes. It's really simple to do. Find the iTunes link right there, click, and subscribe. Just that simple. So you get the iTunes, you get our podcast version of our show every single day right there in your iTunes podcast folder. So Robert is still tick-tacking away. Are you there, Robert?
Yeah.
Jeez, oh, God. Robert, when you get Robert on the phone, it's always like somebody sliding down a giant hill and tumbling. So you're still working on it, right? You're not quite ready yet?
No, yeah, I'm still.
All right, so you let me know when you're ready. I'll be doing news in the background. You just go, hey, shut up with the news already.
All right.
All right, so we'll leave Robert on in the background. So I wanted to tell you about some cannabis news. I told you that Sean Parker, he's the former Facebook president. He's donated $1 million, according to USA Today, to the marijuana effort in California. Really, you say? Yes, I say really. Napster co-founder and former Facebook president Sean Parker donating $1 million in an effort to legalize recreational marijuana in California. Parker is the single largest contributor to the ballot measure, which likely will go before voters in November, according to the California Secretary of State's office. Backers are collecting 365,880 signatures needed to qualify for the ballot. They have received at this point $1.25 million from other donors, including Weed Maps and the Drug Policy Action Committee. The money helps pay for people to collect signatures and for advertising to generate public support. The ballot measure dovetails with and builds on newly passed California legislation establishing basic ground rules for legal marijuana in the Golden State. The Parker measure, as it's known by the marijuana industry, is supported by the Drug Policy Alliance, the Marijuana Policy Project, and the California Cannabis Industry Association, all major players in the legalization movement, according to USA Today. And you can find this story at usatoday.com. 4 other states permit recreational use, of course, but advocates say California's sheer size and position as a cultural trendsetter for the rest of the country means any decisions by its voters could accelerate legalization elsewhere. And that's an important thing if you think about it. To keep in mind, if you're a policy change advocate and you're spending large quantities of money to make these policy changes in states, you'd want to pick states that had influence over other states, and that makes a lot of sense. How would one state influence another? Well, by its border, by its trade. If you got a lot of, industry going in out of one state and into another, or vice versa, the stakes are huge. Experts say legal marijuana could be worth billions for California, not just through taxes, but also through a new network of licensed cultivation, distribution, and testing facilities, all of which will need employees, construction workers, and equipment. If passed, this measure would create a new Bureau of Marijuana Control, require growers and sellers to pay taxes, and establish stiff penalties for anyone caught illegally diverting water, an aspect popular with environmentalists. It would also tighten the state's comparatively lax medical marijuana system and bar use by anyone younger than 21. Boy, I'd like to pick that apart a little bit. The measure would allow adults to possess up to an ounce of marijuana at a time and grow 6 plants without needing a license. That's an important consideration because while some of these legalization ballot initiative efforts say adult use and you can grow your own plants, it doesn't have the terms attached not needing a license. Oh, good Lord. I'm getting messages from other people now during the show. I'm going to have to dig into that now. good Lord, there's enough wind blowing outside with noise. There's stuff happening outside the studio door. Yeah, there is like a giant whirlwind happening out. We got 50-plus mile-an-hour winds outside the door that are constant and gusting.
Really?
Yeah, they're gusting up to like 70 miles an hour. It's pretty bad out there. This law would also bar in California public consumption, and this is something that Denver's dealing with right now. Did you know, Bobby, that they have so far denied the permit to the Cannabis Cup in Denver over public consumption as one of the issues? The other issue being the size of the number of attendants are too big, twice as big as what the venue can handle. Can you imagine what a problem to have? You're such a popular venue that you got twice as many people as you can handle during a single day. So barring public consumption, also requiring quality contamination testing and grant business licensing priority recognized to medical marijuana producers. Giving preference to established medical marijuana industry players means they'll get a jump start on their competition. A similar effort fell short of reaching the ballot in 2014 because organizers say they lacked the funding to gather enough signatures. A different plan made it to the ballot in 2010 but was rejected by voters. Parker, who gave $100,000 to that effort, chairs the self-named philanthropic organization that focuses on civic engagement, life sciences, and global health. He's been open about using his wealth to fund social causes and frequently donates to California politicians and ballot committees. Parker couldn't be reached immediately for comment. So that's an interesting thing. Much of the money coming previous till now. See, Parker doesn't have any direct connection with the cannabis industry. In other words, you don't see Parker making moves to open up businesses, to purchase dispensaries or other marijuana-related businesses. He's just doing this philanthropically. Now he's doing it to the tune of $1 million, 10 times what he did to the last campaign. And he's working with larger organizations that are much more groomed at getting policy initiative done through ballot initiative. So these are all good markers, and I think California stands a very good chance of becoming a legal state in 2016, according to that report. What else is going on? Well, let me tell you that there is. What else did I promised you I'd talk about the CNBC, the top-rated states for medical marijuana. Let's run down those. This according to
test this thing?
What's that?
I said I'm ready to test this thing now.
You are? Well, that's a perfect timing because we're right in between storyline here. All right. Let's send me a push, Bobby. I want to hear it go doodle-unk.
All right, I'm going to try right now.
Oh, I got one. and there's a number 1 next to the Wax App logo. What does it say?
Hey.
It didn't.
It should say.
What
does it say?
It didn't say anything. It just went doodle. It went doodle-unk and it put a 1 next to the Wax App, but it doesn't show me on my Wax App what it was trying to tell me. Try it again.
Well, probably problems, man. Okay, here, right now. Oh, now it's got enabled. Oh, wait, hold on. Can't send more than one message key. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. Hold on.
Oh.
Wait, oh, it crashed. Little bug there. 291 on that file. Hold on, I gotta fix that.
He's debugging it as we speak. It went doodle-unk and put a number 1. I've got a chubby, Robert.
I can change actually the 1.
No, don't change the 1. I like the 1.
Yeah, all right. Notification, HTML. Which one am I looking for? Oh. Here.
291? I think it was 291.
Now I go to...
Oh, this is all very good stuff.
Thinks we don't have another phone.
What?
Thinks we don't have another phone, you know?
It thinks I have another phone.
We don't have another testing device.
No.
An iOS one.
No, not currently. Well, there might be one permissioned. I think we did permission one somewhere. I copied and pasted somebody's code to the member center so that it went into the provisioning profile. I think.
Hey.
I wonder if they got a push notification. No, probably not because they didn't download the newest version.
Hey, thing.
There you go.
Well, whatever. I'm just going to restart it back. bug there that's going to have to be sorted out eventually.
Oh, I like the fact that it went doodle-lunk makes me happy. Makes me a happy boy. Because if it didn't go doodle-lunk, there was some major other... Because Robert just went through and redid... If you had any idea, the certificates and keys and provisioning profiles, and that one signs another and then stacks it to a keychain and then passes it on through a token, it's like, oh my God... The exchange that happens to make the push notification even possible through an iOS device is mind-boggling. It's an enigma wrapped in a question mark that you have to pick through piece by piece. And if you don't do it right, you got to revoke all the certificates and authorizations and start all over again and put all that stuff back into your... Oh, my God, what a mess.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have probably much more time on the program then to debug this, Bobby, unless you're going to restart it and send another push.
I can just try it again, but, I think we verified it's working. I can try to send another one just to see, but there is a problem there. Hold on. Let's see if that did it. Yeah, and that should return. Okay, now I should send it. I'm going to send it right now.
Waiting.
An error.
Oh!
Wait. Let's see. And it pushed them to the Android ones, too. I can't believe the Android ones aren't going.
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the Android one yet. Well, the Android one doesn't... got to download the new version again. Remember, you didn't upload a new version to Android.
Huh. Well, it sent one.
It sent one to where?
Well, to you. Oh, I thought.
No, I didn't get nothing.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, there's bugs anyway.
Bugs.
Anyway.
I hate bugs.
I found bugs.
So it's not going to go doodle-lunk again? All right. I will walk away with defeat.
So that's all you get. You get that one little, it's a morsel.
I get just a scrumptious taste of what's to come, right, Robert?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why it doesn't send it to Android. Well, it's pulled to work. It's like...
Well, it might be sending it to Android, but I didn't download the newest version of Android and then also tell it was okay to get push notifications. Remember, I got to do that first. Because you didn't upload a new version to Android yet. You only did the iOS version. Yeah, that's the only one you crunched.
Yeah, but the Android one shouldn't matter. It should be the same thing.
Yeah, but you still gotta have the app give permission to receive the pushes, or they will never come. Even though that says at that end they went.
Right on.
So I got to download the new version for Android and then give it permission to get pushes. And then when you do send a push, because they happen at the same time, I'll get one on both devices. Got to run and check that later. David Rudoy coming up with an MI Legalized update after the break. We'll see you later, Robert.
You're getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The NoSmell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a No-Smell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about No-Smell technology at NoSmell.com.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the Allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit PetPain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571. 571. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
It's Friday. And here we are wrapping up the end of the week. I touched back on this whole OTEP thing. We got pushed off on it until next week because Jacob Wagner, the co-founder, has an injury and can't really come on right now because he's a little drugged up over the injury. And it's a major injury, too. It's going to require surgery. There's 3 or 4 muscles or tendons involved in his leg somewhere. I feel bad enough for Jacob Wagner. But so he's going to be on sometime next week talking about what is – there used to be an OTEP issue there. Ohioans to End Prohibition, and that was doing a medical and retail cannabis initiative all in one that they've been working on since before Responsible Ohio got mixed into the ball. And Responsible Ohio went to the ballot and voted and did everything and got bumped off. I mean, they overwhelmingly rejected that proposal. And so now some things have changed. MPPs come in, the Marijuana Policy Project, and they've kind of, I think, done some partnering to some degree with OTEP. I think OTEP has dropped their former campaign and are now trying to put one together with the MPP and marching forward with another initiative. I'll let you, Jacob Wagner, speak for all of that. And for the moment, though, we've got to move to Michigan and talk about MI Legalized. So with me on the phone is board member from MI Legalized and advertiser of the program, for full disclosure, David Radoy, attorney. Thank you for coming on, David.
Hey, good to be here.
So David is out currently. You're at a fundraiser for MI Legalized as we speak out in Lansing, aren't you, David?
That's right. Huge successful fundraising dinner. We already raised, I know, over $25,000, and I think there's still more coming in.
Wow.
And it's a full room. Really, it was a really successful night. Food was good. We're at Tropo down in Lansing.
Nice.
Anybody out there, you can donate on PayPal, milegalized.com. That's how I donated tonight.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, the update is we're very close. We have 240,000 at least signatures. That's a pretty old number, with more coming in all the time.
And we needed 252 valid signatures to get on the ballot, right?
Correct. And out of that 240, some are pre-validated and some are not. So we have quite a. I mean, we're giving a low estimate because our goal is a hell of a lot more signatures than that.
Right.
Just to be in as safe of territory as possible. And that's the more we get now, the less we have to pay, work more to validate. We're also waiting on a ruling from the state on that whole 180-day, rule regarding validation. But either way, whether we win or lose that, we're still going to make it over the finish line here.
The term you're mentioning at the State Board of Ambassadors is this rehabilitating old signatures issue, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, right.
They can still be rehabilitated even if the law does not change. It's just a much more expensive process.
Right.
Which is why we need to continue to keep raising lots of money, because we can get over the finish line. We just got to keep getting out there, collecting more signatures and raising more money, and we're there. And once we get on the ballot, we know a lot of people are going to jump on board. So.
Well, and that's the bigger thing. Once it's getting it on the ballot, and then you get attracted to other money because they're like, aha, they got it done.
They're legit. They actually did it. And now we need to make sure it passes. Like the national organizations, I fully believe, are going to join in now that people like to jump on the bandwagon. I mean, we're polling at a rate where we're going to win without much help, anyways.
Well, and
with the proper campaigning after we get on the ballot, I mean, victory is pretty assured.
Well, that's the other thing is that isn't there another shoe to drop? Doesn't Mr. Schuette have some money left in his old battle, the medical marijuana law? There's nothing in this bill that will keep pot shops from popping up across the state that restart that old tune, that old broken record?
Sure. And I think we should be prepared. And this is just me. I'm not speaking for the full board.
Right.
But I think we should be prepared, which is not a hard thing to do, to argue that dispensaries would be good for Michigan and that they were good for Denver. And Michigan economy is struggling. Our roads are shambled. Our schools can't pay our teachers. And MI Legalize is going to help all of those things, as well as bring business up. It's going to be great for Michigan. The allowance for hemp farming, which is a much better cash crop than most of what's being grown in Michigan.
Sure. Hey, I got a question, David. With regards to,
sure.
don't you think now I forget how this works out, but schools are going to be guaranteed some money out of this process, yes or no, or is this something the legislature needs to mess with?
There's going to be a max of a 10% tax, so we capped the tax that they can put on it at 10%. Where out of those taxes, 40% go to schools, 40% go to the roads, and 20% goes to the local municipality.
Oh, wow.
Where the tax is being collected. In order, the local municipality can do whatever they want as far as cleaning things up or,
right.
really wherever they want to put the money. But 80% of the money is roads and schools.
So wouldn't it make it so right now in Detroit, you've got a situation where Detroit has passed an ordinance that is really it looks like it's pro-marijuana because it's an ordinance allowing for medical marijuana dispensaries. But really, it's the opposite. The impetus behind this this drive to create the ordinances that you put together this plan for allowing for dispensaries is really anti-marijuana because they've got about 200 plus dispensaries there now, and they're trying to shrink it with this map and this business about zoning and everything down to about 40.
Here's the good news.
Okay.
Here's the good news about this whole situation is in Michigan to pass a voter initiative, we need 253,000 validated signatures.
Right.
In Detroit, to get a voter initiative on the ballot, we need 4,043.
No, I didn't want to intermingle those questions yet. I was going somewhere else with this question.
Okay, sorry.
So what I wanted to say is, isn't it a heck of an incentive for places like Detroit to modify their law just willingly if indeed we could pass this issue on the ballot, because now they're going to answer questions about school funding and funding for the city, which previously were lacking in the existing model that's going on right now.
I mean, that's a fantastic point, to be honest with you. If MI Legalize passes, it's going to make a huge incentive for Detroit to open back up their ordinance, if in fact that ordinance goes into effect.
Right.
Which is still yet to be seen, because there is a voter initiative coming.
So go ahead and interject the thing that you were trying to make about that point, which is
there's another. The Detroit, it's an important battle as well, though, because with MI Legalize's plan, it's up to the city to regulate dispensaries.
Right. Correct.
So that makes the Detroit ordinance that much more important that we fight on that as well. Because right now, what it is going to restrict a lot of people from being able to get their medicine in a safe way. So that's also a big deal.
Right.
But hopefully, George Bricko just announced that they got the petitions together. They only need 4,043 ballot signatures, and I think this Detroit ordinance is going to get blocked for a little bit till it's voted on by the people.
And chances are, based on what we know, that's likely that the people will vote this in. Wouldn't you agree, David?
I think that the people are gonna vote in an initiative over. Yeah. Are we talking about MI Legalize or Detroit?
No. We're talking about Detroit still. Yes.
In Detroit, I think we're going to do if they do get the referendum, they're also going to do a voter initiative, which will be a different version of the law that will be much more open. And I think that people will vote for the one that will allow for. I don't think the majority of people that live in Detroit hate dispensaries.
Right. No.
I think that
the church
the ones that do hate dispensaries are really well organized and very vocal,
very loud.
And have made it seem like, they're the Loud majority.
So
There's a loud minority. I'm sorry.
Seconds left, David. I just wanted to point to this Detroit thing and say, look, if they get this done, there would be a referendum on 2 ordinances: the zoning and the original dispensary licensing, and then also a new bill. So it would be vote on no on 1, no on 2, and yes on 3. That's how it would go. I think.
Essentially, yes.
David Rudoy at RudoyLaw.com. That's how people can find you. Yes.
Yep, that's right.
Thank you for the update. I really appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your dinner and fundraiser. Have a terrific time tonight, David.
All right, have a good one.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. So until next week, we will bid you adieu here from the studios of the Full Melt Network at thefullmelt.com. Till then, I'm Steve Green for The Full Melt Show.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.